Howdy. We're now in Indonesia. We just got recently back from the Philippines, in which we were warned before going there that this is like the most dangerous place ever, that we need to like there's pickpocketers everywhere, like be warned, like don't take random cabs, this, that, and the other. So we kind of came into that thinking we just kind of got to get through the Philippines, but we also had a hunch that usually these are the places that end up being some of the most fun memories. So, you want to get into?
Sure. So, yeah, we had been told many times some pretty negative things about the Philippines. We heard one phrase that the best part about Manila was leaving Manila. And so we got there and we were there for one day, essentially. It wasn't as bad as we'd heard. Obviously, there was the typical pickpocketers and like the things to be aware of for taxi drivers that are going to gyp you and try to overprice everything. And there were some beggars, people that were just coming at you and begging for money that were little kids. But for the most part, it was a really good city. Just a lot of poverty, and it seemed like there was not a lot of people working. There was a lot of people on the streets. But the sunsets were amazing, and we got to see that, and it was really beautiful. So,
What do we do the next day?
Yeah, so the next day was a lot of fun. We woke up, the night before we had met a couple people in the hostel. That was my favorite part about hostels when I was in London, was just meeting the random people that stayed there. And so we struck a conversation with this girl named Carmen, who is from London, but her parents were originally from Hong Kong, so she was very Chinese looking. And she spoke with a very thick London accent, so it threw us all off. So we talked to her for a while. A really cool girl. She went to Cambridge, played field hockey there, and we'd said, hey, we're going to take this trip tomorrow. Do you want to come? She was like, yeah, I'll sleep on it, us all assuming that she's not going to be coming. But then the next morning, we woke up at 7 to get the free breakfast at the hostel, and she was there, ready to go. So we're like, sweet, Carmen, come with us, which ended up adding a huge element to the trip that made it so much more fun. And so early that morning, we took a cab to Pasay, which is a bus station in Manila, and then we bought tickets on a bus from Pasay to Angeles, Philippines, which is just a town 2.5 hours north of Manila. So we got on a bus, headed up there kind of early in the morning, and then about midday we get there, and what do we do next, Shitty?
So I would describe the Philippines in 3 ways. I would say motorcycles, I would say karaoke, and I would say I had a third one, I can't remember. But I'll remember the third one. But pretty much,
hot weather.
Weather. There's going to be another one I'm going to think of.
Rice fields, mountains.
It's okay.
Carmen?
Yeah, random Asian chicks that went with us.
Yeah, it was fun.
But so we went out. We got our motorcycles
In Angeles.
We these guys were kind enough. I'd never ridden a motorcycle, so Carmen and I just got the scooters, and they almost didn't allow her because she'd never ridden a scooter before. So they almost didn't let her ride off on it. But we trekked all the way out there, saw some beautiful views, and then it kind of came around. We weren't sure what we were going to do. All our plans kind of fell apart. We thought we were going to go up to the top of this volcano, go swimming, this, that, and the other, and it kind of all crumbled down. And so we just kind of explored the town, and it's kind of heading towards dinner time, and we just see this storm rolling in. So we're like, crap, we have no idea where we're going to eat. We're trying to, speak to people that don't speak English about where we can eat dinner. And
nobody's serving dinner at this point.
No one's serving dinner. There's no restaurants in this town.
In the town of Bognot.
Yes. And so we see this weather, and it's like lightning. It's about to pour. And so we start kind of on the jog. Carmen, we're like, where are you? She ended up clutching up getting mangoes for us. But we booked it, and as soon as we got onto this little tin roof of this, like, what would be a convenience store there,
A shack.
It just started pouring. And we're like, all right. So we're seeing if this lady had food, this, that, and the other. And so in the meantime, we just nom on these mangoes that were about the sweetest thing there's ever been. It was so good. And then we somehow kind of, between the random things like like what was it? The
Bowls of noodles.
Bowls of noodles.
Buffalo flavor.
They boiled us eggs.
So we literally created a meal out of this like shack. It wasn't like a convenience store. It was like a
C2.
It was essentially just a face of a kitchen, and there was this metal wiring to not allow you to get over there. And this one lady was there. We created a meal out of these cup of noodles, hard-boiled eggs, bread, this like apple green tea.
That was good.
It was really good, and these like little brownie things, which are really nice as well. And we just sat there out in front of this little covering as the storm just poured, and it was a really, really sweet time, us four. And then the storm ended, and we walked back, and
This is where it gets good.
we were walking back, and all of a sudden I hear this music, and I'm like, guys.
Well, we saw these guys coming up the first time around.
We saw these
And
guys coming up,
Mhm.
and they were singing, and we were like, oh, we'll see you after dinner. But as we're walking back, it's dark, and you could just hear it like from a distance. You could hear music, and so we went.
They called
And-
the town.
Yeah, and we went up there, and they had this karaoke machine, and we walked up there, and we joined in, and there were these like kind of just older men, one of which was like a granddad, another which was like
I remember my third one. I'll jump in and tell you the third one. My third part of the Philippines.
Go for it.
My third one. So it's motorcycles, karaoke, and then Red Horse, which is this beer in the Philippines, which is like crazy strong and really good. So that's like all these guys did. It's like smoke cigarettes,
Drink Red Horse,
drink Red Horse,
and karaoke,
and karaoke.
all day. So we jumped in. It was awesome.
Uh-huh.
Sang some really epic classic songs, some of which are what's that YouTube song? The
Don't Stop Believing.
Oh
No.
Oh,
Bon Jovi. It was
Bon Jovi.
It's My Life.
Oh yeah.
Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Oh, that's the song of the
Big
trip.
Yellow Taxi.
Big Yellow Taxi was not. It was not the same
Buttercup,
song.
Buttercup. We
We
freaking
jammed
belted that. Dancing in the Moonlight.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We have that on video, so that'll be fun to show y'all later.
Yeah, we had a lot of good songs. It was awesome. And then we crashed at this guy's place, Alvin, and it was amazing. We woke up and motorcycled around the next day and went to this monastery on top of this mountain, which is amazing. It was a pretty good alternative from going to Mount Pinatubo. And then we came back down and went right to Aloes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty epic. So overall, it went from low expectation, negative reviews, Philippines are pretty average, to Philippines are pretty amazing and really, really good. And we had a great time. We also ate at this restaurant, this one restaurant, in the midst of 3 days, we ate there twice, called The Aristocrat. And it was like the most Americanized restaurant possible.
It was really good.
Apparently, it's the oldest restaurant in the Philippines, and it was established in 1936, which I don't know if that's the oldest restaurant in the country. But it was really good. Known for barbecue chicken, of all things.
It's tasty. And adobo is their dish, and that's good.
Yeah, and the first night we ate there, the night before we left on the motorcycle trip, I was sitting there eating, and I had my hat on that says "Don't mess with Texas" on the back of it. And we just finished our meal, which was excellent. And the lady stopped me. And she's like, "Oh, you're from Texas?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course." And she's like, "Oh, I live in McKinney." And we're all like, "What? That's like super close to
Asian
where we
family.
live." Yeah, they looked very Filipino, and they had migrated over to America. The guy had gotten a job, the husband did, and their kids went to Texas and somewhere else. They were like in the McKinney School District, and we talked to them for a while. And it was the first person I think I've met from Texas since we've been over here. So it was really cool meeting them and talking to them for a while. And yeah, the whole theme of the Philippines is like everyone said it was going to be awful. It ended up being amazing. Like the best part of the trip, from my opinion, so far.
Oh, totally.
So I'm really glad we went there, even though it was a not common stop, apparently, in backpacker land.
Definitely adventurous. Definitely excited to keep you updated with more adventures to come, because we have 3 more places to go. So hopefully we continue on with the good stuff,
Yeah.
and hopefully we don't die.
Pray for us.
Until
Yeah.
next time.